Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd love to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I'm going to be making a Christmas card. As I said, this week will probably be Christmas, though tomorrow I need to make a thank you card for the local VFW, and I'm going to do that tomorrow. I am going to be making like a chocolate brown and ivory card today, and I'm going to be using this. This is the incentive set for this past month from GinaK Designs. This is Folk Art Christmas, and it should be available in her regular shop, pardon me, next month. And I'm going to be using the GinaK's Merry Christmas and Shadow die. And I've already cut out a couple of pieces using, this is the Waffle Flower 5x7 lacy layers, and this is the largest laced edge die. And then last night was craft night, so I lost the packaging to this already, but this is the new stamp or embossing folder that was in the Simon Says stamp card kit of the month. It has pine cones and greenery, and this is a really, really thick stamp or embossing folder. I keep calling it a stamp, but this is a really thick embossing folder, and I was playing with it last night to figure out what kind of sandwich I needed to use in my Anna Griffin Empress machine, and I'll show you that when I get to that. Okay, just using a couple colors, some chalk, and some Lunar paste today. I'm kind of going with a slightly more masculine card. So I have chosen this is by GinaK Designs. This is a chocolate truffle, but you could use any brown. This is my usual 5x7 card, and I'm going to be making a horizontal card today. This measures 10 inches by 7 inches, scored it at the 5-inch line, folded it, and creased it with my bone folder. Then I have a piece, and this is from Spellbinders, Gold Mirror Cardstock. This measures a 6.5 by 4.5, and I'm going to cut out of that. And then I have for the inside of the card, 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 piece of ivory, off-white, eggshell, whatever you want to call it. And that's going to go on the inside. And then I liked what I did the other day with a strip of scrap. So this is a 1/4 inch of the gold mirror by 6 3/4 long. And I'm going to put that, move you out of the way, on the inside somewhere when I do some stamping on there. And then I have cut 2 panels out of ivory cardstock. This is using the Waffle Flower 5x7. If you don't have that, this measures 6 3/8 by 4 3/8, and you could just use decorative scissors to cut a decorative edge on it. All right, so I'm going to get started. The first thing I need to do is die cut, and this is from Want to Scrap Company. This is their stitched oval die, and this measures approximately 4 7/8 inch from side to side. So I need my stamping platform, which I set over here, and let's set those pieces up. I'm just going to take one, the top layer, and I have 2 different weights of ivory here, and you can see one's a little bit different shade than the other. That's going to go on top, simply because that's what I had, but this thicker piece I think will die cut and emboss well. And I'm just going to try to center that up as best as I can, and then I'm going to die cut that out. Okay, let me see how that turned out. And this gives you a nice stitched oval that I will save for another project. It has a very nice stitched edge to it. And here you just get a recessed edge where the outline of your die was, and that looks nice. Now I'm going to take this embossing folder and emboss this piece. So I found for my sandwich, for these, and I don't know if this is a 3D or just a regular embossing folder. I think just regular. And this just fits inside there. For the sandwich, for the Anna Griffin Empress, I only need one A plate and the embossing folder. That is it. No top, anything. Okay. And that gives a nice embossed design that I'm going to play with later. So I can set that aside. Now I'm going to cut, so I need my magnetic mat back, out of the gold. And I haven't decided whether this is going to look okay or not. I'm going to take this gold piece, because the only thing that's going to be showing is the outside edge. I'm going to cut that shadow layer from this Merry Christmas die out of the gold. And I'm going to save enough room just in case it doesn't look right and I end up cutting something else out of the gold. Okay. And that cut out very nicely. Now I have a brown scrap left over from when I cut my card out that I want to cut out, and I don't need this whole piece, so I'm just going to tear that off. I'm going to try the words in brown. I may end up doing one or the other in cream. Let me cut the words out. All right. Look, oh, that's beautiful. Cut out very nicely. Just get some tweezers here. Pop out the center. It's a little bit of a delicate die. I always tell my friends, oh, just go ahead and rip it out. If it tears, it wasn't meant to be. But I'm being extra careful today, simply because I'm doing it on camera. And there is the tittle, or the polka dot, I call them, to the top of the eye that I'll set aside. I'm just going to poke out the E and the top of the H, the S, and the Y. Now let me see how that is going to look on the gold. If that's going to make enough of a contrast. I'm going to cut it out of cream just because. And I have a scrap of that over here. Just to play it safe. It might look better in cream. Not that it looks bad in brown. And well, look at there. This time when I went over to the cutting machine, I found the backing to that sign that says stamp embossing folder. It's the Fluted Forrest Decor, SF445. I thought I had thrown the packaging away last night. Get all excited when it's craft night. And when I get in the purge it, I don't need it stage, sometimes I throw away things before I'm ready to throw them away. And I had already bagged up the garbage and didn't want to go through it. Okay. Come on. And again, I'll save the eye dot. Hopefully everyone is being safe here in the U.S. that are in the line of the hurricane. I have family in Florida, but they tell me that they are away from where the most of the damage is going to occur. And then I have a family in North Carolina, so I hope they escape also. Their town is prone to flooding. We're just getting rain. We've had rain all week, and it's raining again today. And I can't get that little scrap off of the R. So let me see which one looks better. Oh, that one's definitely more readable. I might do that one. But I'll also keep the chocolate in case I change my mind. And I'm going to set the pieces that have the eye dots over here. Pardon me, I'm going to get a drink of Kool-Aid. Okay, now I'm pretty much done die cutting. So now I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending. And I'm not going to use my grip mat today because I don't have to be real precise with it. I have chosen Sandy Beach. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color the back of this where the oval is. I just want to, I'm just going to go in and give it a light coat of color. And again, I am trying to leave white spaces so that it looks like it's a swirly sky. It gives it a little bit more dimension if I was just to make this one color. Now, if I'm normally doing ink blending and just ink blending, then I would want to have it solid and not have the swirly white areas. But let's see how this looks inside. And I might, because I need to go down and up a little bit more. Because this is going to be like a brown sky, if you will. Might do a little bit more in through here. And I need a little bit more there and up top. Okay. That is good. Okay. Now I can put this brush away. I don't need that anymore, but I do need to get my stamping platform. And this is the original Misty, and it has a waffle flower grip mat in there. It's feeling a little dirty, so I'm going to take my tidy towel and just get it squeaky clean, and then that reactivates the stickiness. So I'm going to stamp in here, but I'm not going to stamp on the embossed, just on the inside, but I'm leaving that on there. I used these stamps last night, so I don't need to condition them. I kind of want the tree up a little ways. And then I'm using the deer. That's going to be right about there. And then this little fox. I think right there. All right, I'm just going to pick them up. And then I've chosen GinaK's dark chocolate for my stamping. And this will take a couple of coats to get a good dark color of brown. Let me move this die over here. And I was showing my friends last night at craft night the new stamps that I got. So we were playing a little bit, and then they went to working on their own projects. And I think one more coat. Get it nice and dark brown. And then I'll just clean these off with my tidy towel. I had stamped these in red last night, and red does stain the stamps. And you see I got red on my tidy towel from last night too, in addition to the brown from today. And now that also stains, but it doesn't harm it. Okay. Put these back on here. And see, now my stamps have a really nice pink color to them because I used red. You can probably see it better down there. All right, now I'm going to use my pan pastels. This is 740.1 Burnt Sienna Extra Dark. And these are just chalks. If you have a chalk that's brown, or if you feel real good about ink blending, go for it. Now, I just want to get a little piece of scrap paper here. I'll just take a little piece off. What I'm going to do is kind of shadow underneath to make like a ground. And the one nice thing about chalks is if you put it on here, I'll put some on heavy, all you need to do is just keep going over it to smooth it out. Now, let me see how this looks inside my circle. That looks good. Okay, so I'm done with the pan pastels. And these are just little generic makeup brushes that I use at Dollar Tree. Or sponges, not makeup sponges, not brushes. Now, these are going to get glued together. But first, I'm going to use the Lunar paste. And this is a Slippery When Wet is the color. This is from Simon Hurley, Ranger product. Now I've got another one of these makeup brushes that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to put a little bit of this on here. And I am going to put the gold on top of the raised embossed areas. I'm just dabbing it off on the paper because I don't want like a big clump on my design. You could use, Tim Holtz has those metallics that's liquid and they turn solid, and then when you heat them up it looks like real metal. You could use that. You could use Perfect Pearls. If you're really good at ink blending, you could just put ink on them. But I wanted to have some extra shine like I usually do. And this is going to take the longest of the card because I don't want to make a mistake. But since we have that big hole cut out, it takes up a lot of the real estate. So I don't have as much as I would if I had just done this to the whole card. And you can put as much on or as little as you like. You could also use your finger. Just knowing me, I preferred not to use my finger because I would end up with this stuff everywhere. That time I pulled out a little bit extra and just set it on my scrap paper. You don't need a whole lot of this. Just the littlest bit. But look how that's making it shine. And I'm almost wanting, Lord hold my hands, almost wanting to put brown around the edges of the card, but I don't know yet. I will think as I work my way around there. Getting to the end. That's why people who make embossing folders, it would be wonderful, absolutely wonderful if you made these a little larger, so that they would fit the whole panel of the 5x7 cards. That would be, oh my, I'd be in heaven if they did that. As you see, because on each edge we don't have an embossed area, which is what is making me think I want to add a little bit of brown shading to the edge of the white or cream. Didn't do that stem. I missed a couple of stems over here, so I'm going to go back and get the stems. All right. So that's how that looks. And it gives it such a gorgeous shine. It's not really showing on camera very well, but it just glows. All right. And then I'll just wash this out with some water and save it for this color of Lunar paste. All right. Do I want to do that brown? Let me try. I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm just going to put a little bit of the chalk on the back just to see if, oh, of course, the chalk's dried already. I think I do. Oh my, I think I do. Let me get the old style blending. One of these finger daubers. And I don't want a whole lot on here, so I'm going to try it on the edge of this. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Now, the gold's not totally dry yet, so I'm just going to try and be careful. I just want a little bit on the edge. And if I used a brush, which you could do, but with me and a brush, I would have more than just the very tip of the edge colored. And that's not the look I'm going for on this card. I don't know if you can see, I'm just coloring the edge. You might notice it there. It's really hard to see on camera. It just adds a little bit. It makes it look like I have a very, very narrow shadow layer that is just a hair larger than this. And it's not really getting any on the top other than just the littlest bit that I'm wanting it to show. Now, if you didn't have any of these, you could use a sponge. You could use those little makeup sponges. That would work great. These I got, oh, these are many years old now, at least 10. I got these at a scrapbooking show from Gary Berlin, which he's now partnered with the Cleveland art supply company. And he still sells these, at least he did in April when I went to the scrapbook convention. Okay, it has just a very fine brown edge now. Okay, now let me put the card together. I'm going to start on the inside. I do want to stamp on the inside. I'm thinking I want to just stamp the deer on the inside. So I'll put that on first. And I'm going to put the deer up just a littlest bit, so because I want to put that gold strip along the bottom. Perhaps right about there. And again, I'm going to stamp it with a dark chocolate. And it only needs 2 coats on the inside. I was almost going to clean my lid with a tidy towel instead of my stamp. Which it probably does need a good cleaning, but not right now. Okay, put the lid back on the ink before I lay something on it. And I'm going to glue down that gold stripe, which was just right here. Hello. Gold stripe, where are you? Oh, there it is. Right across there. The 2 glues I use are Tombow Mono in the white and green bottle. And this is Art Glitter Glue in a fine tip bottle. Just want this to look kind of straight. Just get it straight, and I need to get the glue off my finger now. I'm just going to get a wet one. And the nice thing about the gold is if you get a little smudge on it, it wipes right off because that was just glue. That glue all over my fingertips now. And that's going to be the inside of the card. So I'm just going to glue this down. This would even make a pretty, just simple card front. Maybe emboss this with a snowflake design or splatter it with ink and put your sentiment on it. That would be cool. All right, so now I'm going to glue all of these pieces together, starting with the top. And make sure that the corners all line up. Just like that. And now I think you can see on camera where I've put the dark brown on the top of the edge. Just gives it a little bit of depth. Now I'm going to glue this flat to the gold, but then I want to pop up the gold. See, and that cut that just so just a hair of the gold shows. I'm just going to stick my acrylic block on there while I get out my foam tape. And a quick drink. All right. Okay. Now, this is just generic foam tape. It's about a 1/16 of an inch in height, and it's 1/2 inch wide. Get a little scissors. I'm just going to put 2 strips across. I normally would do side by side. Fill in, yes, that's what I would do, Pumpkin. Fill in all 4 sides and then 1 crisscross, but I'm just going to go this way today. I have two cats down here with me today, but Kenneth is asleep in his bed underneath the desk here. And that's the first I've heard from Pumpkin since he came down. David and Bridget are still upstairs. All right, now I'm going to stand up so that I can get a better placement here. And that looks pretty good. Okay, now for this sentiment. I have the gold outline die. And this is where I need to decide. Do I want it with the chocolate brown? I don't think so. It just doesn't look right. Now, if I just did the chocolate brown by itself, that might look all right. Where did I put here's the ivory on the gold. I'm thinking I like this. All right, so I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going to use my fine tip bottle here. All right, glue. Just take a pen, put it down in there a couple of times, just to, yeah, I think there was a clog at the bottom. Now it's coming out. And I'm just putting little tiny dots of glue kind of all over. And get the tweezers. Even these tweezers are starting to go bad. Well, this is not giving me a whole lot of success today. Now I do need to get the dot for the eye, and that was on that piece of paper that I set aside here. So I'm going to put just a tiny dot of glue, and I'm going to poke out the eye. And where did it go? Oh, there it is. I'll just take my wax pencil and pick that up and put it on the eye. Okay, I'm not digging that, but it looks pretty good. I'm really not liking that. Let me see what I have here in my stamps, perhaps. All right, this is from GinaK's Home from the Holidays. This Merry Christmas. I don't think I'm going to pop it up. I think I'm just going to stamp that right in there. All right. All that work, and I decided I did not like it. Okay. And it won't be much of a big deal that since we've already got our card put together. Put that down. Do need to condition the stamp. And then I'm going to take the dark chocolate. Oh, if I get my wax pencil out of there and give a better impression. And one more. There seems to be a spot on the R. Let me see if I can just get that with this. Now there's still a spot on that R. It's just not coming off the stamp. Okay. Let's see. Well, I'll use this brush. And there we go. All right. Okay, it's got a lot of gold on it already. I don't think I want to add anything more. Yes, I do. I'm going to Wink of Stella. It's gold, it's shiny, but it could be shinier. Okay, my Wink of Stella should be, there it is. I'm going to make the tree. Oh, now I know what I was going to do. All right, so I'm just going to finish Wink of Stellaing the tree. See, I had something in mind and then I just plumb forgot it while I was here. I have my gold Artistro permanent marker pen and an extra fine point. This is an oil-based paint pen. And it comes out gold and shiny. And I'm going to color in the dots on the tree. And then the dots on the deer. And on the fox. And I'm going to color in his tail. And then these are little diamond shapes. That's a swirly flower-like. All right. Okay. That's my card for today. It's got the gold in the background. It has the Lunar paste gold on the embossed folder. And then I gold paint penned on the tree and the animals. And then on the inside, we have that. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.